Alright guys, so I wanted to start making some videos about how to solo over some popular chord progressions. Right now I know minor is kind of a thing that slide players stay away from, just straight minor, not minor pentatonic. So I thought going through In Memory of Elizabeth Reed would be a good place to start. Let's just get straight into it and go over the chords first, and then we'll start talking about scales and what kind of notes you can add to really get some cool colors. So, the song is in the key of A minor, and the chords are just, I'm just talking about the solo part now. The chords are just C major 7, A minor, C major 7, B minor, right? Or these A minor and B minors can also be interpreted as A minor 7s. Now the next kind of natural question to ask is, what voicings am I actually playing here? Because if I play C major 7 to A minor 7, then to C major 7 to B minor 7, it's not really going to sound like Liz Reed, so it'll sound like this. Right? It sounds close enough, right? But it could be a lot better. This sounds right. So what am I playing here? Let's just break down the chords real quick, or the voicings real quick, so we can get into the soloing. So I'm playing this voicing, C major 7 voicing, and I'm not actually playing the root note here. I'm not playing C. So I'm playing the 3rd, the 5th, and the major 7. Right? So the full chord would be, if I added the root, 1, 3, 5, 7. Now for the A minor chord, I'm playing minor 3rd, 5, 1 on top. Minor 3rd, 5, 1. Right? You could play, you could throw in the dominant 7, right? Which would be, which would be, and now I'm doing the same the same shape for the B minor chord. So, right, minor 3rd, 5, 1 for the B minor chord. You can also add the 7 down here. So, I think the 3-note triads sound really nice. So that's how I'm playing the chords. One more time. 3, 4. So now the more interesting parts come into play, and it's what notes can we choose, or what scales can we choose to play over these chords. Now, the most basic thing you can play over this is just A minor pentatonic. Right, so we all know I'm going to play it horizontally because as a slide player I think it's more important to think horizontally than vertically up and down. So A minor scale. 1, minor 3rd, 4, 5, flat 7, and back to 1 up there. So just an example of a straight A minor phrase without the chords behind me could be. So let's check out how A minor pentatonic sounds over these chords. So that's pretty cool, and you can come up with some nice lines just by using these slide techniques, right? How you slide into notes, how you come off notes. But just as far as a note choice, we can make it cooler. And the kind of immediate thing to me is to start leaning toward the natural minor scale. Excuse me, the natural minor scale. So in order to do this, I'm going to add in the second from the A major scale. So, throwing that in with the minor pentatonic, you get this. So now, once you start playing around with this, you'll realize that this 2 brings a lot of tension. So just some phrases. Right, that wants to go somewhere. Back to the 1 or whatever it may be. You can come up with some, and I think it's important to mess around with the intervals. So do these jumps, like. Right, so let's hear how this sounds over the chords. So the next thing we can do is draw from the harmonic minor scale. Now this just replaces the flat 7 with the major 7 in the A minor scale. But again, we're not doing strictly A minor because if you noticed, we're omitting the flat 6. So what we have so far, we have the 2, we're adding the 2 to the A minor pentatonic scale, and now I'm going to use the major 7 instead of the flat 7. So let's just play those notes. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, major 7, 1. So, some examples of phrases, and again, play around with the intervals. That's what kind of makes it sound really cool. All right, here we go. Now let's hear it in context over the chords. Now the last note I'm going to add to everything we have so far is the flat 5. So putting everything we have together now, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, major 7, 1. Or we can trade out the major 7 for the flat 7. So 1, 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, 1. So some examples with this. Now let's hear it in context over the chords. So this is actually kind of interesting. The last note I really think to add a little more color is the flat 6. And it's interesting because you usually would start with just the natural minor scale, which is 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. But for whatever reason, that's kind of the last note to add. Like I think of the flats or the major 7 first. I think of the flat 5 first. I think of the 2 first, and then for whatever reason the flat 6 comes after all those. But anyway, you can use the flat 6 too. So just some phrases. So, to hear, so you can go back to the first clip, the intro clip, and you can hear where I throw in that flat 6. I think I only throw it in once, but it does elicit this kind of dark emotion, which is really cool. So, please play around with that too. So let me know what you thought of the video below, and if you want to see more of these videos on how I approach these popular songs when I'm soloing over them, let me know. Thanks.